There are a number of destructive habits that you may be unknowingly engaging in, which negatively influence the way that you see yourself and seriously undermine your self-esteem. In this video, I am going to share 3 of such habits, as well as the kinds of beneficial habits that you can adopt to replace them and to reverse their effects. Remember that as with anything, awareness is always key. Think about what you would really do if you had more self-esteem and confidence when interacting with others. A whole new world of possibilities may be open to you, but first you have to take responsibility for your thoughts and behaviors in order to shift them in ways that will cultivate a healthier sense of self-respect and confidence within yourself. So the first habit that I'd like to talk about that really harms your self-esteem is negative self-talk. How many times a day do you tell yourself, either mentally or aloud, I suck, or I always screw this up, or I'm so dumb, how the hell did I make it this far in life, or anything else like that? The problem is that when we repeat this internal dialogue unthinkingly, it starts to become a part of our identity, by which we then act out the part because we believe it so strongly and have stopped questioning it altogether. These thoughts are unhelpful not only because they are unkind and overly critical, but also because they are inaccurate. I guarantee that you are far more capable and intelligent than you give yourself credit for. You may not fully realize this, but we tend to project out into the world an image of ourselves that is consistent with our internal identity. That means that even our most private thoughts of self-deprecation are influencing the way in which we show up in social situations and how we interact with others, so please always try to keep this in mind. The key to undoing this kind of negative self-talk is to naturally replace it with more constructive and affirming thoughts about yourself. This doesn't mean that you have to proclaim that you are a genius or something else that doesn't really feel true, but you can simply start with something such as, I have made this mistake before, but I really can learn how to avoid it going forward. Or, this may be very challenging, but I know that I will make progress as long as I am committed and determined not to give up. Just imagine that you are speaking to yourself much as you would speak to a friend or a colleague, somebody that you would never want to put down or be unnecessarily critical of. The more that you think like this, the more that you will train your mind to automatically start to think in this way, which will displace the tendency to engage in those negative and limiting thoughts that are damaging your self-esteem. Now, the second habit that can erode your self-esteem is setting massively ambitious goals without a clear plan as to how you will achieve them. Now, I'm not saying that you can't dream big, but it's just always important to consider where you are currently to have a better idea about what you need to do next in order to move forward. So rather than thinking of yourself as a failure because you feel like your big vision for your life is unattainable, it's better to focus on smaller, more manageable goals and tasks that are well aligned with your vision. Having realistic and manageable goals on shorter time frames will help you to have an ongoing sense of accomplishment and pride as you find yourself able to achieve them. Make no mistake that this absolutely builds your confidence over time, as you continuously realize that you are capable of doing the work that is required to make your bigger dream a reality. After all, huge successes are made up of all the little steps that it takes to achieve them. As one example, let's say that you have got a ton of financial debt and feel like you will never be able to get out from underneath it. Instead of feeling like a failure for having no idea how you will ever be able to pay off all of your debts and finally achieve financial freedom, start by doing simple things such as budgeting and identifying unnecessary expenses that you can start to eliminate right away. Do whatever you have to do in order to be able to start putting more of your income towards paying off those debts so that you can start to see the progress that you are making. When you are consistent and start to see the power that you have to change your situation for the better, you will naturally start to feel better about yourself and see yourself as capable and resourceful. Dream big, but don't forget that the journey of growth is what makes the whole experience worthwhile in the end. The third and final habit that I'm going to share in this video is being sedentary and not getting enough physical activity. Our bodies were designed to move, and we start to have a lot of physical and psychological problems when they don't. If you are low on self-esteem, sitting or moping around the house is really only going to make things worse. Excessively sedentary lifestyles have been associated with many adverse effects, such as a higher risk of illness or disease, weight gain, decreased immune function, poor sleep, mental health disorders, and diminished cognitive functioning, just to name a few. With all of those problems coming from a lack of physical activity, it's not hard to wonder how someone's perceived self-image could suffer as a result. Staying in shape is not only beneficial for your physiological state of health, but it can also positively impact your self-esteem in a very powerful way. There are a whole host of benefits that we get from vigorous exercise. Most notably among them is the elevation of mood due to the release of chemicals such as dopamine and serotonin, and the reduction of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. Overall, it helps us sleep better, look better, think better, and feel better when done on a regular basis. Exercise is one of those things that feels intrinsically rewarding and which positively impacts your brain, your body, and your feelings of self-worth. It gives us a visceral sense of power and strength, which has profound psychological benefits and can help us feel more secure and confident within ourselves. So the next time that you are feeling disempowered or overly timid, maybe you just need to hit the gym or go for a long run to turn it around. So there are 3 habits/lifestyle choices that can negatively affect one's self-esteem and confidence. Please always remember that everything in life is a choice, and the sooner that you become aware of your habitual behaviors and take responsibility for them, the sooner that you can replace them with more helpful actions that will help to get your life and your confidence back on track. So please be sure to give this video a like if you found it helpful, and do leave a comment letting me know your thoughts. I plan to make another video like this very soon, talking about more of the habits that contribute to low self-esteem and what you can do today to counteract them. Lastly, for those who are ready to take their confidence and their lives to the next level, I do want to let you know that I offer hypnosis as a gentle but effective means for helping you to get there. Be sure to check out the link in the description of this video to learn more about how I can help you. So thanks again for watching, everyone, and always remember that you are stronger and more capable than you know.